So I knew what word I was going to be talking about this week, about Friday of last week. And when I opened my dictionary up this morning, and y'all know this dictionary is like 20 years old, the word resilient is circled. And it's circled in pencil, so I know for myself, I didn't write in pencil in college. I wrote in pencil in high school. So I looked at this word, I circled it, and hopefully I was trying to apply it in some aspects a long time ago. Resilient, resuming its original shape after bending or compression, readily recovering from a setback. Last Friday, I attended a Zoom seminar hosted by the Utah Women's Leadership Project, and the seminar was titled Strengthening Your Emotional Health as Women. We're a panelist of mental health workers, Dr. Julie Hanks, Tiffany Roe, and Melanie Davis. I've put their information, their Instagram handles in the description box below. And they just took questions from the group and answered questions on how we need to take care of ourselves emotionally as women. So one of the questions was, how do we combat perfectionism? And the answer given was showing yourself self-compassion. So it was explained that self-compassion is different from self-esteem. Self-compassion is the way that you treat yourself when you're suffering. And it's an action, and it includes three things. It includes mindfulness, understanding that, hey, I am suffering in this moment. It involves a connection to humanity, understanding that people within humanity also suffer, and then self-kindness. So how would you treat someone who is feeling the same way that you're feeling right now? You wouldn't yell at them, so why are you yelling at yourself? You would treat them with kindness. We were given some ways to check in on our emotional health by asking ourselves these 4 questions. What do I think? What do I need? What do I feel? And what do I want? Dr. Julie said that if you're able to answer those questions, then you're probably at a pretty decent state of emotional health. But if you're not able to verbalize those answers, you need to take a little bit of time out to kind of figure out what your answers are to those questions so you can improve your emotional health. Tiffany Roe noted that during the pandemic, we've been feeling a lot of grief, shame, and burnout. So the grief is really surrounded by grieving the loss of our loved ones during the pandemic. You know, we haven't been able to have that connection that we usually have with one another. Also, people have been grieving the old way of life before masks, and not knowing if we'll ever go back to that. People are feeling shame because they feel like they can't get things done. People are struggling. People are asking, why am I not able to do this? Why am I not able to get X, Y, and Z done? And people are really frustrated by that. There's no shame in feeling that way. We're going through a pandemic. We've never been through this before. So to feel like you're struggling, that's okay. And then the last emotion that people are feeling is burnout. Burnout from wearing masks, burnout from being on Zoom, burnout from working at home, burnout from, working with the public who don't want to wear masks, burnout from teaching our kids at home. So there's a lot of new roles that have been put on our plates as women since the pandemic has started, and it's been 2 years. So yeah, it's not a sustainable way of life. So people are feeling burned out. So here's the part where we talk about being resilient. One of the questions that was asked was, how do you encourage resilience in your life? And all the panelists responded or gave a response to this question. So the first thing you can do is invest in your own well-being. So whatever that might look like for you, if you need to take a break, self-care is something that a lot of people have been talking about recently, taking a break and pouring into your own cup, which leads us to number 2, which is continuously filling your bucket. So you can't help others if you're empty. So you always have to take that time out for yourself. Help your nervous system reset itself. For most of our lives, we've all been in a survival mode, especially the past 2 years. So in survival mode, our bodies are in fight, flight, fawn, or flee. So we have to find some ways to help reset our nervous system. Eat food regularly. That's number 4. And it sounds so simple, but a lot of times we forget to eat foods that are good for us. When you're nourished, you're better able to handle your emotions. 5, get out and move, whether it's taking a walk, doing yoga, doing some static stretching, jump rope, hula hoop, get out there with your kids and do hula hoop, or even get into the gym. That's another great way to kind of build resilience. And the last thing that they talked about was another way, a breathing exercise to help reset your nervous system. So they talked about inhaling for 4 seconds and then exhaling for 8 seconds and repeating that several times until you feel your body calm down. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that breathing exercise is what I'm going to incorporate into my week to help me calm down. By the last time I was breathing in and out, I felt my body kind of start to relax. It's a little bit difficult breathing in for the 4 breaths and exhaling for the 8. I didn't feel like I had enough breath to exhale. But once I got into a rhythm, that really felt good. So, what are some ways that you're building resilience in your everyday life? I know these past 2 years have been really hard, but I want to let you know that you're doing a good job. You're still here, and that's what matters. So leave in the comments below some of the ways that you've been building your resilience. Have a great week.